All right, welcome back for another New Vinyl Buys Tuesday. I'm JT, I'm back in the record room. And today I want to show some records. Normally I show my new vinyl that I either bought online or at my local indie record store. Brand new, repress vinyl, reissued, that sort of thing. I started this thing about a year and a half ago. But I want to start out with some records that I got from this fellow right here, PC31, the vinyl policeman, and Mike's a friend. And what happened is Mike won my contest, my subscriber contest a ways back. And, I sent him $70 US for the first prize. There was a second prize too for that contest. And Aaron, Mutha Alamir won that one. Anyhow, which was really cool, he showed the records that he bought with the second prize money. Back to Mike, PC31, the vinyl policeman, we exchanged monies, and actually we made a little misstep on what we were doing, and Mike sent me some money back, and it was British sterling. It was 55 British sterling pounds, and it exchanged. Finally, I took it to my Wells Fargo bank, and they gave me 63 US dollars. And what better thing to do with that money than to buy records, right? So I'll show you that. But first of all, I want to tell you that Mike is really a fine musician, and he's in a Kinks cover band, Till the End of the Day. And you got to check out that song that he covers by the Kinks, and he does other songs by the Kinks. Check it out. But Mike sent me this is Too Many Ghosts. This is an album, very, very accomplished record that he did. And John Bundrick, Rabbit, is on this. And Rabbit, keyboard player, was with Bob Marley, his work with The Who, and Roger Waters. That's who's on this album with Mike, our Mike from the vinyl community. This is really a fine album, and this reminds me a lot of the Blue Nile, which was Paul Buchanan. And but no, it's very, very original, very organic, somewhat acoustic. Great production. I mean, seriously. And here's his songs. So I've listened to this whole thing. Very, very enjoyable, and a very professional recording, guys. I mean, seriously, he's one of our best artists that we have in the vinyl community that I know of. I know there's many, but I mean, really seriously impressed. And this is the next one. This is from 2014, and I have not listened to this yet. This is My Brave Soldier by Mike, and I'm gonna check this out and listen to this. So again, Mike Grogan, the vinyl policeman, and I really enjoy that Kinks cover band. So with that 63 US dollars, I bought 4 records, and these are very, very recent. And again, normally I will show my my new vinyl buys right after these 4 records. Now, I've never had this on vinyl. I had it a long time ago. My sister had it, but look at this. And this is the first comp, right? From the Stones. And I love anything with Brian Jones on the cover. And look at Bill Wyman. No wonder he got so pissed off every now and then. He's barely hiding behind, where is he? Oh yeah, behind Keith's head. But anyhow, this is really nice to have. This is the US press on London, second pressing. And I love this booklet in here, guys. Look at this. There's Brian Jones there. This is all intact. So nice. Look at this. So big hits, High Tide and Greengrass from early 1966. Really cool to have that. And then, I just never had this on vinyl. And this is Birds, anything Birds related I love. And Stephen Stills' Manassas. I love this album. Johnny's Garden, It Doesn't Matter is on here. And, Chris Hillman joined forces with Stephen Stills. And Stephen Stills was, he has such a fine singing voice, so much character and warmth to it. And you know, his success with Crosby, Stills and Nash, Buffalo Springfield. His first solo album is just stellar. And the second one is really nice too. But when he formed Manassas, this is great. I have the second Manassas as well, Down the Road. And Isn't It About Time on there is just a great track, the opening track on that second Manassas album. But here's the band. And this is on Atlantic. And just really, really happy to have this one. It's a double album. And just on the red and green Atlantic label. So that was really cool. And the third record that I got with the money that Mike sent me is Bloodrock. And I've wanted Bloodrock for so long. These guys are... Bloodrock is out of the come on, JT, get a grip. Fort Worth, Texas scene from the early 70s, like 1970. I don't know the other bands, but evidently there was a cool scene going on. Love Bloodrock. I want to get Bloodrock 2, well, actually 1, 2, and 3. And this is the fourth album, Bloodrock USA. I only listened to side A, and the first track is just killer. So, you know, they're hard rock, blues rock, love it. That early 70s sound. Here's the back cover. So that was great to get a Bloodrock album. And then the last album, guys, this is a huge hole, huge in my Beatles collection. And I never on vinyl, I never had A Hard Day's Night. And this is, look at this is in the shrink. This is the US press for in stereo Hard Day's Night. I got this for a very, very nice price. And what's interesting about this, they're all Lennon-McCartney songs, and there's no songs by George or Ringo at all on this record. And this is from, man, that summer of 1964. And we were living on the beach in Newport Beach in 1964. I'd go to the beach, and you'd hear the Beatles, the Beach Boys, all the songs blaring through the transistor radios on the beach down there in Southern California. And this is just on the UA, a later pressing. And this sounds really, really good. I do want to eventually get one other pressing. So again, thanks, Mike. I sure appreciate it. And it was fun exchanging music with you. And on Mike's channel, he showed what he bought with his first prize winnings. He really stretched that $70 really well. So now I'm going to go ahead and jump right in and show you my new vinyl buys for Tuesday. And so first up, guys, is a band formed in 1983 out of Dayton, Ohio. And that would be Robert Pollard's band. And you might as well say that because he's the mastermind and the genius behind all of these records, guys. And this is Mirrored Aztec. Now, all these records I just got. Mirrored Aztec. Man, I can't wait. You know, the guitar work for Tobin Sprout is just epic in the old days, but Doug Gillard joined in around 1997, joined forces with Bob Pollard. And then he rejoined recently for these records. And why I'm starting to buy a lot of the newer GBV records, because there's just so many. He has about 5 or 6 or 7 newer Guided by Voices records. And I just love this band. We were playing in San Diego in the year 2000, Merry Underground, and we had a gig. And Guided by Voices was playing that night, and I couldn't go. I wanted to go. That would have been a great time to see them, you know, in 99, 2000. Anyway, here's the songs. And I just got this, and I wanted to show this. So, Guided by Voices, Mirrored Aztec, and this is from the last 4 years. Correct me, this should be within the last 3 or 4 years. I think during the lockdown, I think he recorded this one. Now, next up, here's a band that knocked, in the UK, the Beatles off the charts. I Want to Hold Your Hand. Glad All Over from 1964. Yes, that would be the Dave Clark 5. Knocked I Want to Hold Your Hand off the #1 spot, and they took over. Also, Dave Clark 5, this was the second British invasion group to appear on the Ed Sullivan Show. So the Beatles and then DC5. Now this is my OG, but I want to show you what I got in the mail on white vinyl. And I'll show you the vinyl. So this is really, really cool to have this Dave Clark 5 debut from 1964. And, you know, this band formed as far back as, oh man, in the late 50s, like 58, 59. So look at this. This is cool. And this sounds, I did play this. I put this on right away because I wanted to see, it plays really, really nice on the white vinyl. I'm not crazy about white vinyl, but guys, this was $10. Check it out online. So next up is a band, Washington, D.C., and Ian MacKaye is really the mastermind, the genius, I'm just going to say, behind, yes, Fugazi. And this is Steady Diet of Nothing. Steady Diet of Nothing. What a great title for a record. And this record is from 1991. Fugazi really finally formed in and out of other bands around 1986 outside of the DC area. I mean, if you don't know, they're experimental, they're post-hardcore, they're just amazing. You know, other DC bands, Minor Threat, Bad Brains, but I'm a big Fugazi fan. And I have this on CD. I haven't listened to this in a really long time. I've always loved Fugazi. I really didn't discover them until about 1999. And I started listening to them back in 01, 02, 03. So good to have this one. And this is from Jackpot Records. And, Ian MacKaye is on YouTube. You can check him out. He does a bit of a dissertation lecture on for the Library of Congress in DC. It's just amazing, a great listen. I listened to about 45 minutes of it. It's an hour and a half long. He's a captivating, fascinating speaker, and the history of Fugazi is very, very interesting. So here's the band, and great to have this one. I have about 5 Fugazi albums on vinyl now. And here's a band I don't really know that much about. An early punk rock band from the UK. Actually, they're out of Essex in England. And these guys were fans of the Adverts. And the Adverts were one of the very first British punk rock bands to chart, to have chart success with Gary Gilmore's Eyes in 1977. And this is Special Duties. And yeah, these guys are out of Essex, and they do a cover of Gary Gilmore's Eyes on here. I don't know a lot about them, but I'm really glad to have this because I just appreciate punk rock. The early punkers from, the late 70s, California, DC, just all of it. I just love it. So this is cool to have. And here's the songs on the back. They formed in 1977. And this one is called 77 One More Time, Volume 2. And this is on Jailhouse Records. All right, last record, very last one. Finally getting records from this band. And they formed in 1964 in New York City, and that is Velvet Underground. White Light, White Heat. This is the Abbey Road Studios half-speed mastering. Thought I'd try this one out. I'm sure it's going to be nice. I just got this in the mail. I got another one as well. I'll show that later on. And I'm waiting to get the debut. I might be going through Shibuya in Japan in the next year or so. I don't know if I can wait that long to get the debut. But, with Velvet Underground, you have Lou Reed, Sterling Morrison, Moe Tucker, and John Cale. Just brilliance. Amazing, right? And this is their second LP from 1968. And this on this album, this is where Lou Reed, he fired Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol produced that first album, And you guys might know a bit more about it, but Lou just did not want Andy on their second record. What a wonderful, for many, this is their favorite Velvet Underground record. I like them all. I like Loaded a lot too, their fourth album. And just so happy to finally have, always had them on CD, and very happy to have Velvet Underground on vinyl. So, hey, thanks for checking out the records I got from Mike, the Vinyl Policeman, PC31, and my new vinyl buys. And I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day or evening wherever you are in the world. Cheers.